on. Mm-hmm. 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 Turn that on to city. And let's see what's happening. So in today's live stream, what up, Jay Oz? Good morning to you. It's afternoon for us. Um, we're gonna be getting into the new fingerprint type anti-cheat, a new way for gaming companies to combat against cheaters. You know what I'm saying? So, Whale Fuego, Dom Cam, what up? What up? Let me move this chat over here. I'm like reading over there. Justin in the building. Blessings to you, bro. What up, Javon? Breezy, Hall of Fame light skin. My comment made your last video. Appreciate you. Hey, you're ready, Breezy. Appreciate your dialogue here in these live streams. I'm going to start using a lot of these live streams, so hopefully you guys will interact a lot more. This new fingerprint type blueprint that creates a profile of players. It creates like a profile of how you interact with the game. And that's what we're going to get into in this live stream. It's pretty dope. And it might be the new wave to challenge, people who develop those cheating scripts. They'll recognize your movement in comparison to what a device or script may do. Some movements or mannerisms, characteristics would be impossible to do without a device. And that's what it's going to recognize about you. Not only that, what's even more dope about it, we're going to dive into it, but what's even more dope about it is that this profile will follow you throughout the gaming industry. So if another company is using this same type of anti-cheat, that profile will be in their database and recognize you because it creates a fingerprint of your movement at the pixel level. And no two players move alike, regardless of like the degree of which you move your controller or how you normally interact with games. Pretty dope. Coach Z in the building. What up, EC? I met some cool players in Discord. I full support your channel and knowledge, bro. Salute, salute. Yeah, by the way, you guys are all welcome to join the Discord. All you got to do is type !Discord in this live stream chat, and the link will come up. Ramble Nation in the building. Da Vinci, Billy. What up, John Mark? What's good, y'all? Anti-cheat is good for me. Well, what's happening is that these script developers, the people who are developing the cheats, they're able to keep up with whatever anti-cheat systems we currently have in place. And from what we were discussing yesterday, in order to fully integrate an anti-cheat, or in order to properly integrate an anti-cheat currently, is to rebuild the system, is what the homies were saying that were up and coming developers in yesterday's live stream. They would have to incorporate it from the ground up. And that's what we're lacking. Shy said, I definitely hope this doesn't happen. And I know there's some some people may feel a certain way about, so I'm not a cheater, I don't cheat in no game I play, but and I imagine that the cheating in a video game could evolve. Like the determination of what's considered cheating in a video game can evolve as well. So there's some players that wouldn't necessarily want to be tracked in that way, in a way in which a company has a profile on how you interact with video games. But considering the development of the most recent cheats and how they're ruining our experience on 2K, some players may want that to happen. I don't have any feelings about it. They can track me. You can track me and know that I don't cheat. I know there's going to be issues in the future where they create this fingerprint. That same fingerprint gets accused of cheating. That may very well come to pass, but it's really just monitoring your behavior and how you interact with the game at all levels. And from the way in which you interact, it would be considered at the pixel level individual to you. therefore creating a fingerprint or profile of how you play games. And whenever you attempt, if you do so happen to cheat on Call of Duty or on 2K, it'll recognize that. And if it bans you on 2K, you're kind of plastered with this label of being a cheater. You attempt to create a new account, the blueprint comes up of whatever data they have, the blueprint comes up, or the fingerprint comes up as, a known cheater, even on a different account. And there you go, you're banned again. The game has become buns. Just say I barely play it anymore. I'm shooting over 65% from three with my 6'1" point guard, and I can't even hit goal because so many people cheating. It's a waste of my time. I've been a rep play all year. Running with the right people, you don't have to worry about your play level. You'll get up there. And I've been running point guard all year. Let's get into it, though. This new fingerprint, this type system can actually make a difference. I mean, the more things that players come up with, the more 2K can come up with too. Upgraded technology over the next years. Let's talk about that. Let's dive a little deeper. I think I got it up here. Let me make sure. Yeah. This a company that's providing this type of anti-cheat technology is called Anybrain.gg. It says protect your game against cheaters and fraud, and it's showcasing Call of Duty. And this is what I seen the video on Call of Duty, where most anti-cheat are attempting to identify a device or a particular software. This particular anti-cheat is working toward identifying you and how you behave with the video game. Identify you and place a profile and fingerprint on how you interact or behave with online gaming. So that's really different right there. And we're going to continue on. It says how Anybrain fights cheaters. And it gives you 3 ways in which it fights cheaters, introducing a new way to secure games unlike any solution on the market. Analyze all player interactions. This is under number 1. Analyze all players' interactions and behaviors within the game. Detects legitimate player actions and identifies those generated by cheats. And that, again, this goes down to the pixel level, identifying when a pixel moves on screen and how it moves on screen. Therefore, pretty much identify how the pixels that you operate work within the systems of the game. And from that information, they learn what's considered cheating and what's considered a real player, a human player. Access real-time results throughout our dashboard or API. Biometrics analysis. So not only will this anti-cheat detect any external hardware connected to the game, it accurately detects joystick movements. And that's the difference maker here. That's exactly what we're talking about. There's the new development in gaming where, with the new joysticks that we have, there's certain degrees and pressure systems involved, and all that information is computed to allow you, the gamer, to animate the players in game. Well, with all of that in mind, there's going to be another additional anti-cheat software that will kind of log all that data and make a determination whether you're a bot or you're human. Capture all device inputs and player interactions, and it identifies scripts and memory changes. Analyze player movement and behaviors on the top right. And it shows a little graph depicting, the differences between what you imagine a device would do with this red line dot. And these are like, imagine at the digital microscopic level, imagine something along those lines, where a device will move along this red line that you're seeing. Let me hide the chat real quick. Let me move this up. Along this red line, a device would would move along here, whereas a human player will have all these subtle changes in their movement, where they're showing by the white lines. And those are like at the microscopic type of digital level. Data collecting, we gather all necessary in-game data to analyze player behavior. Server-side detection, data is analyzed on our servers, enhancing the game performance. Adaptive learning adapts to both player and game, learning new cheating methods over time. Uh, and the biometric profile is what I'm talking about with the fingerprint idea. It verifies player profiles and authenticity within the game. Mm. And why is shooting and proving ground so broken? It's not like rec. I feel the same way. Shooting and improving ground always felt different to me. Cheating is constantly evolving, with cheats mimicking human behavior, and that's what they attempt to do. But with the naked eye, you're not going to be able to see or notice a cheating device in operation. But when you go down to the pixel level, you'll see these minor adjustments. Oh man, that's brutal. Um, FPS, MMO, RPG, MOBA, RTS, and beyond. The solution to eliminate cheating in any game type. Real-time detection instantly flags fraudulent accounts with high precision. Continuous monitoring monitors players' interactions to detect unusual behavior. And another image. Let me see if I could click that. I don't know if I can't click that, but you're seeing in this graph right here in the middle, the expected movement if you're a human with your analog stick will be something like this squiggly line, whereas you performed straight to the point with the straight line, and that's what a device will get you versus what the squiggly line will get a normal human interaction with the video game. Low false positives provides precise and detailed analysis of player data through virtual interactions. The benefits of Anybrain for your game: by detecting fraud in real time, cheaters lose their ability to play because they'll be profiled. A cheater, that fingerprint will come through every time they log on from all this data that I was showing you guys just a second ago, with abnormal movements that wouldn't be human like. So you'll be banned even if you attempt to log on to a new account, fostering a healthy in-game economy. This leads to more satisfied and competitive players. AI-based detection patent is registered. AI technology detects and prevents cheating with unparalleled accuracy. Unique biometric profiles. Each player gets a unique biometric profile, ensuring precise identification and fraud prevention. Non-intrusive solution. I know that's what a lot of us are worried about, the intrusiveness of this type of data gathering. Our solution is non-intrusive. Avoid kernel level access and preserving user privacy. For how long? Comprehensive pattern recognition. Recognizes cheating patterns across all games, adapting to new threats over time. Has both 2K and GTA, so why have they laxed this year to focus on GTA launch? Well, they're two separate. Take-Two is the parent company and publisher of GTA and 2K, but they're two separate companies in Rockstar and 2K. So it ain't like they could just get laxed. And it ain't like they even use the same development teams. You understand? These are two separate. You got Visual Concepts and Rockstar. Server-side analysis. All data is processed server-side, enhancing game performance. Our AI continually learns and evolves, staying ahead of new cheats in the market, because what it's actually doing is monitoring human behavior. It's not worried about a cheat. If anything comes onto the scene, for instance, I'll give you an idea. Let's say someone is extremely good at a video game. Even being extremely good, you wouldn't be able to keep this type of performance that you're seeing on screen in that graph. I wish I could make this picture bigger, but this grab of abnormal movements, you will still have human-like movements as opposed to the straight line, which would be a device. And we all know that the controllers that we're using for new gen consoles, they monitor pressure and movement adjustments by degrees. So it's kind of easy to help incorporate that. Appreciate you for watching, Scott. Thank you, man. designed with privacy in mind, ensuring minimal intrusion and maximum security. See, they knew that people were going to have an issue in regards to privacy and having their gameplay tracked to accommodate this new anti-cheat system. But what else? What else would there be? What are our other options if the current anti-cheat cannot detect uh, devices that are being plugged onto the controllers and into the systems? The current anti-cheats are failing and the scripts are winning. And this ain't for all games. Like we were talking in yesterday's live stream, there were quite a few games in the sports gaming market that don't have to worry about anti-cheat. They in turn take, advantage of the gameplay developers' shortcomings, the best way to describe it. So they take advantage of in-game exploits. Whereas 2K, they're able to plug in that device, and there's multiple different ways to do this stuff. From what I understand, there's some along the lines of copying the controller certification or the certificate and, somehow manipulating the whole system that makes it think that you're plugging in a real controller if you're using a like a modded type of cheating controller. There's so many different ways. And I think reframing the way in which you choose to approach cheaters is probably the best course of action right now, as opposed to detecting device or detecting softwares. How about detecting human behavior? And we all get this. I know a lot of people ain't going to be in agreement with that. And it sounds crazy only because I don't ever think of cheating. So I don't ever have to worry about this stuff. You could track my gameplay data, man. You're not going to learn anything about me. You ain't going to know I'm from the Lower East Side because you track my gameplay data. Mess around. They'd be like, he's Puerto Rican and he's from the lower. Yeah. What up, King Far? And basically, they're saying if we catch you cheating, period, on any game, you're now flagged as a cheater on all games to be monitored and worried about. They're watching you, not the specific device you cheat on. Exactly, Dog Life. That's exactly it. So I think that's an interesting new approach toward combating cheaters. This sounds good, but are the games going to incorporate this into it? Well, games have already incorporated this, and it's very similar. I don't know if I didn't read the full article on Activision's anti-cheat, but they were talking about similar anti-cheat, monitoring player behavior versus monitoring or trying to identify cheating devices. It seems to be the new wave, and everybody's talking about this new Call of Duty thing. I haven't read it fully, so you guys probably know more than me, but I did see something about monitoring the behavior of players. Yeah, you're not surprised what can be done with that level of info. Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried. I believe our phones that we carry daily are getting way more information out of us than what they would get with my gaming profile. Your Payday 3 crew video was awesome watching you climb up in that stream a while back. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Prey today. That's a top 10 game. But have you guys saw the video of, well, there's quite a few videos, but of the guy asking AI to tell him how he looks today or how this picture looked of him, and they found out that the AI is watching. He said, "Yeah, you look good." The AI responded something like, "Yeah, you look good. You're wearing this or whatever." So wild. What up, Kayla? What's good? So yeah, that's what we're getting so far. I imagine we're going to be headed down this route because what other course of action do you expect these gaming companies to take when the cheating devices and scripts have evolved well past what they developed so far? Shy said Prey is insane. Prey is pretty dope so far. I played quite a bit of it. I did play quite a bit of it already. They all got more real life data, so might as well do virtual data. Those stumble steals get annoying after a while. I feel like they're not playing real defense. You said it right, because they're not. They're playing scripted Zen-like defense. That's what they're playing. They're playing defense that mirrors your every movement and lag switches that slow down that same movement. Oh, what up, Dirk? What's good, man? As you guys know, over the course of the next 30 days, it started on the 26th, I'm playing any other game but 2K. So we're taking a 30-day break from 2K26. It's our little way of going against the system. One of the games that I'm most looking forward to is Crimson Desert. I don't know if you guys heard about this. Stay out my way. What up? Crimson Desert is a game that everybody's talking about. It's probably going to be the game that gives GTA 6 that competition. I don't know if you guys haven't heard. What up, Dion? I don't know if you guys haven't heard of Crimson Desert, but we're going to look into some of the newest developments on Crimson Desert. I got my eye closely watching this particular game, and I've been watching for a while now, and it's finally going to be released next month. I've been seeing the lag switch thing a lot of these last 5 days. That's crazy, big dog. Running Arc Raider solo been fun. Was in the lobby yesterday. We took down the Queen. Oh, damn, that must have been a great feeling. I have yet to take down a Queen. Just pound out level 40 in a week, then take the month off. Me too, brother. That's what I did. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, it's an open world. We're going to dive into it. We're going to dive into it right now. I got it up. Let's pull it up and see what they're talking about.
Combat in Crimson Desert is visceral, and the battlefield is yours to shape.
What up, PCR?
You will grow your arsenal of skills, weapons, and equipment, and it'll be up to you how you use them. Whether it's an aggressive offense, precisely timed defense, or even using your mount and the environment to your advantage.
He's riding a bear.
Combat in Pywel is full of possibility.
Look, he does not have that Bioshock type of...
Wield a wide array of weapons from sword and shield, spears, great swords, axes, and
They said that this game is attempting to incorporate the greatness from a bunch of different great games. Assassin's Creed, the series, incorporating aspects from there, incorporating aspects of the Zelda games, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, multiple aspects from both games. And now I seen that Bioshock thing that they had going on there. Open world, supposed to be just one of the gems. All right, so let's see what this
various ranged weapons. Each weapon has its own advantages, so switch back and forth to the ones that best fit your style and the situation you're in.
Yo, you saw her pull out the gun? Hell nah. Hold on a second.
Back and forth to the great swords, axes, and various ranged weapons.
One of them got a hand cannon.
Each weapon has its own advantages, so switch back and forth to the ones that best fit your style and the situation you're in.
Oh, word.
Powerful weapon skills can be paired with hard-hitting, bare-handed hits and kicks, as well as a wide range of grapples to create seamless chains of attacks.
Oh, hell no.
Elemental enhancements further expand your options by empowering key abilities, allowing you to burn, freeze, and stun enemies. So combine weapons and chain skills the way you want and forge your own approach to combat.
Oh, hell to the
Your
nah.
mobility and timing are
That's
also
decent.
a big factor in combat.
This game is not supposed to be just decent, by the way. Hopefully it's looking like it's turning out to be everything. Mind you, this is the first time they're showing this stuff. We were hyped about it before for every other aspect of the game before we even knew how in-depth combat was going to be, with elemental attacks and using different players and switching from, an axe or a sword to, a rifle or a handgun or a hand cannon. So super dope. When do you say that come out? March 16th it comes out. I want to launch. So we're gonna keep this thing going because I'm super intrigued. This is my first time watching it. I had it pulled up just so I could watch it with you guys on stream. So
slides, dodges, counters, and swings flow
the slow
directly into
motion.
attacks, keeping you
The hand
mobile
cannon.
and relentless.
Hell no.
Well-timed guards and dodges open up enemies for a counter, letting you strike back and keeping up the pressure. The result is combat that feels grounded, yet explosive and endlessly expressive.
Yo, look at the path to progression.
Of course, the skills you've just seen won't all be available from the start. If you've seen some of our previous gameplay videos, Cliff is usually shown at a much greater height of his power, wielding a wide range of devastating...
Cliff is the protagonist. That's Cliff right there. He's the main character, and there's been somewhat complaints that he looks too generic. So they recently announced that you're gonna have multiple playable characters. So parlay mechanics. So will it be on Steam? I'm almost certain. Sorry, I read that, but I kind of missed what you meant. Yes, I imagine this is gonna be on Steam. I'm almost certain that it'll be on Steam.
skills. But when you awaken in the aftermath of the Black Bear's assault at the start of your journey, you start from scratch with a more limited set of abilities and equipment. A core part of your journey in Pywel is the transformation from a survivor into a truly formidable Greymane, and you decide how that progression takes place.
I like that. I like that a lot. What up, Byron? Looks like Assassin's Creed, but it's not. So when you guys start looking into this particular game, you're gonna see how it pulls from all, like, a lot of your favorite games, or a lot of, at least my favorite games. Has definitely an Assassin's Creed type of look, but then you see aspects of Ghost of Tsushima, you see aspects of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom and some of the mechanics that they used, and also, you know, Assassin's Creed. But yeah, we're gonna let this joint continue to play out because I'm...
As we mentioned in our
intrigued.
previous features video, you will acquire artifacts, fragments of the abyss that have
at this.
fallen to the world below through quests, combat, and exploration. They lie at the end of many
He said, I wonder if my Zen will work on this.
trials in the possession of powerful bosses and hidden across Pywel,
Tell me
including
that
up
don't
in the
look
abyss.
Crazy.
Acquiring
love
these artifacts will be crucial to your progression, as they enable you to increase core stats like health and stamina, unlock new skills for more skill chaining potential, and enhance existing ones, thereby increasing your combat and exploration capabilities.
That's what it's be. That's what it
Some
be about.
skills and upgrades cannot be obtained through artifacts alone and must be observed firsthand out in the world.
Nice, I like that. That's definitely like Assassin's Creed, the observation type of thing. Oh, look at the little slow motion.
You may be the type to want to upgrade your stamina quickly, to run and glide around the
at
world
that.
longer to
Yeah, I
explore.
didn't expect that, right? The gliding and flying around. He is
Or
not
you may want to
flying like
unlock
Superman.
and upgrade all the diverse grappling skills to continuously slam enemies into the ground.
That's part of your skills. Continuously slam them into the
Decide
ground.
which skills you want to combine and unleash during combat, and choose the direction of your progression by considering your playstyle.
Yeah, I played Elden Ring. Yep, I love Elden Ring. Elden Ring was super dope. So many different play styles. As you advance, you could determine through your skill tree what type of player you want to be. And I don't know what type of players you guys normally are, but in these type of games, I like having more of a distance. I'm more of a distance type of player. I remember Dragon's Dogma. I was like, I had the arrow, so I think elf is what they had. So I would like to develop more of a distant type of player.
While learning and mastering your skills is important to winning battles, the equipment you bring to the battlefield can be just as crucial. As you travel across Pywel, you can buy, find, and craft the gear that gives you the edge in combat.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be deep.
The
Somewhere
mighty
along the lines of
blade
Elden.
tests the heart of its master.
Your equipment can be upgraded for higher stats.
I like that. Everybody likes that.
Materials for upgrading your weapons, armor, and equipment can be found in a wide range of ways.
Look at that. That looks cool.
Through mining
Nice animations.
and hunting,
Hunting as well.
defeating powerful bosses, through quests, and by uncovering them in hidden locations. You will also be able to customize equipment with extra stats and special effects.
Yeah.
Mix and match these across your weapons and armor, and experiment to discover what combinations work best for you in the battlefield and out in the
It's
world.
like a mod slot per weapon.
All of that preparation leads to your greatest tests. Across the continent of Pywel, fearsome bosses
Oh,
rule,
shoot.
waiting
Look at
for your
that in the air.
challenge. They come in many forms: human and
Hell
beast,
no.
steel and sorcery, brute force and mystery. They'll test your limits in different ways.
This is going to be one of them games, y'all.
At the end of these hard-fought encounters,
Blair.
special rewards
Zip.
await. Some equipment earned from bosses can even grant access to their signature abilities, or grant unique effects and
Did you
bonuses.
see that? He had access
So
to the
build-
boss unique
Some
abilities.
equipment earned from bosses can even grant access to
Some
their.
equipment earned from
They come
bosses
in
can
many
even
forms:
grant access to their
human and
abilities.
beast, steel and sorcery, brute force and mystery. They'll test your limits in different ways. At the end of these hard-fought encounters, special rewards await. Some equipment
Oh.
earned from bosses can even grant access to their signature abilities, or
Yo, that's
grant
dope.
unique effects and bonuses. So build on the strength you gain through each victory. Take down these threats of Pywel and prove yourself a true Greymane.
Very promising. Very promising.
That brings us to the end of this features overview video. We hope
All right.
you look forward to
have
Crimson
a-
Desert's combat and your
This is
progression
part 2.
journey as you explore.
This is part 2, so we're gonna check out. Let me go into. Man, that joint look crazy. I'm even more impressed now than before. Hold on a second, because that was part 2, and I want to find part 1. Yeah, this is part 1. Okay. This is part 1. I should have probably showed part 1 first. But let's show you guys the world. I think they're gonna show more of the the gameplay environment. Let me go in there.
Far as the eye can see, and bustling cities
Look at this.
inhabited by residents from all walks of
Need I
life.
say more? Man.
As you explore, you may also come across ancient ruins and more just waiting to be discovered. But for all its beauty, danger lurks in all corners. Rival factions clash in deadly
got
conflicts. Hostile forces roam the lands. And high above, in the realm known as the Abyss, a growing mystical imbalance threatens to push the world toward chaos. This is where you step in.
Here,
Definitely a good
take
story.
these
Yeah.
wings. It's time to return.
And there's Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Jumping down.
You will play as Cliff, a formidable warrior of the Greymanes, a faction hailing from the region of Pewel. Renowned for their commitment to peace, the Greymanes have long fought for their homeland's unity and protected the innocent.
Okay, I like
To
that.
Cliff, his fellow Greymanes are family in all but name, and he has fought with them side by side, determined to preserve unity in their lands.
Again, Cliff is your protagonist, by the way.
Rest well.
But we first join Cliff in the days after that peace is shattered.
Gian has fallen. And with the great leader's death, our land, Pewel, once unified,
They could have
has
chosen a
been
better name.
plunged into chaos. And
Okay.
now,
The protagonist name, Cliff, I don't think works, and Palin doesn't work either for the land you're protecting.
a bloody battle unfolds
Yes,
between
I
the
will fight for us.
Greymanes, who fight to uphold his will, and the Black Bear forces that seek to set it aflame.
The fighting, the combat just looks so dope.
Your journey begins with reuniting the surviving Greymanes to rebuild the faction and reclaim your homeland.
Along that way, along that journey, I'm assuming you're going to come across additional playable characters. So that's what they've been announcing most recently. You'll have more playable characters.
But as you venture farther, the clearer it will become that the fate of more than just the Greymanes is in your hands. Forces of greed and malice wreak havoc across the continent.
He said, I'm laughing at his name being Cliff. Makes no sense, right? Like, none of it. I don't know what they were thinking with Cliff. Like, that's the most generic name ever. Cliff. And I can't help but think about Cliff from Cheers. So it's hard.
While a far greater threat emerges. The gazes of dark forces are fixed on the Abyss, a mysterious realm that holds power beyond imagination. And in doing so, drives the balance of this unknown world and the continent below ever deeper into chaos. Fragments of the Abyss are falling to the lands below and lie scattered across Pywel. Defeating those that seek to use these remnants and restoring the Abyss's broken balance will be an important part of your journey.
The Abyss holds what the world itself will contain. Which is why they plot to open the gate.
Sounds like a great story.
What's behind it?
Pure power, raw and untamed.
The moment it is claimed by a single hand,
Look at.
ruin is sure to follow.
If we fail to do so,
I feel the same way. A create your own character would have been fire. I feel the same way. They should have it wouldn't have taken much to allow that to happen, but they're standing strong on this idea. So, and maybe it's the idea of getting you closer to the protagonist, Cliff.
countless
Yeah,
lives
it's-
will be lost. We can't do this alone. Naira, gather all of the Greymanes.
Consider it done.
Your journey in Pywel. This is what I love about the game. I love
The
having good
story
combat,
of Crimson Desert
but the
centers
story
on
and
Cliff.
exploration is really what immerses you.
How's the situation?
But as his tale unfolds, 2 new playable characters will come to join your journey. As these characters become available, you will be able to freely explore Pywel and undertake many quests outside the main story with them.
Okay. So you probably need.
Each character has their own combat style, as well as unique skills and weapons, allowing you to experience the world and its battles in different ways.
Yeah, the hand cannon. Oh, Lord. That's next level. He jumped back in slow
Pywel is
motion.
made up of 5 regions, each holding stories to be told and discoveries waiting to be found.
Payload. That's the northmost region. It's the homeland to the Greymans, his people. The center of Pywel's political and military stage. The menace. This is Galaja, a region at the forefront of science, the Crimson Desert, an arid expanse of red sands and lawlessness.
The main questline follows Cliff's journey through the central story, but questing in Pywel goes far beyond following a single path. The continent is full of other tales, interesting encounters, and hidden challenges that all shape your adventure. And you're free to take them on in any order you
I
choose.
love that.
Many of Pywel's
There's a
quests
map.
revolve around the factions, houses, and organizations of Pywel.
Look at that map.
Some of these quests are grand, with large-scale objectives like reclaiming fortresses and taking on formidable foes.
Do you know how to drive a wagon?
Oh,
Would
Red
you
Dead
take the
Redemption
reins
is also
and get me to the
inspiration.
trading post?
While others are quieter, requiring you to help residents with everyday tasks.
Damn, it looks stunning though.
From
Yeah,
the
for real,
outset,
for real.
some
Yeah, I'm looking
factions will
forward
be
to
friendly and may give you missions.
The Bleed Bandits are raising an army of their own. And worse still, they've stolen the family spear manual. My son Graham went to reclaim it, but he's gone silent. With the rest of my men serving the Duke, I find myself in need of your aid.
Others, however, are hostile forces who are residing in or occupying the area. Roothold, originally under the jurisdiction of House Celeste, is currently blockaded, under siege by the invading forces of Gwen Kraber. The area will be liberated once Gwen Kraber and Kraber's soldiers are defeated.
We are familiar with this, like faction sieges or camp sieges. The boss of the camp and set it free. A lot of games have taken that
Roothold
on.
is now back under the control of its rightful faction, House Celeste.
Okay, and then you get this, the artifact. And the artifact is what you use to kind of upgrade your player.
Enemy forces have withdrawn, and the region will now be safe to travel.
Okay, that's where you
In
see
other
that.
liberated locations, the homes of rightful residents may be restored.
Oh, so there may be
Rewards for
quests tied
faction
into
quests
that.
will be helpful in your character progression. From meeting new merchants to receiving equipment for your journey and gaining access to resources like lumber, stone, and other materials you'll need to rebuild the Greymane's home.
Exploring the continent. Okay. Oh,
In Pywel,
crap.
exploration is more
Imagine
than
coming
travel.
up on that.
It's discovery.
Yo, did you see it? Rewind. Hold
Whether it-
on 1 second. That whole little sequence was crazy. Hold on 1 second. We gotta see this right here.
In Pywel, exploration
Look
is
at that.
more than travel. It's discovery.
Next level.
Whether it's finding undiscovered points of interest,
Hidden treasure map. I like that.
hidden treasures, or simply a vantage
at
point
that.
to take in the view,
Look at that open world.
there is
B.
much that will draw your curiosity to wander.
This is definitely going to be
with sights, secrets, and surprises along the way catching your attention, and no strict path.
no strict
You can
path.
pretty much go anywhere that captures your interest.
That's what I loved about Zelda Breath of the Wild. It was the first game where I felt like anything I had seen off in the distance, I can get there and explore it. It had me to the point where I was meticulously in the player map, just making sure I covered every aspect of the game. And what Zelda Breath of the Wild had incorporated into their map structure was it'll show a lined graph of every place you've been on. You could activate a line graph, a dash line graph, showcasing every place you've explored on the map. And if I found the place in the map that had a gap that I didn't explore yet, I would go and get there to see if there were any secrets to find. And this is giving me that type of vibe. Look at this.
A trusty steed provides reliable travel, but Cliff himself can climb and even glide across distances.
This game is gonna have me zoned out.
Further into your journey, you'll also gain access to a missile-firing mech.
A missile
And a
firing
dragon
mech
that will allow you to soar high above the world.
and a dragon.
On your journey, you will
Hell nah. City, can you translate this to 2K terms for us sports retards? This game, not you, City. I was reading the comment. This is a game that they can't relate. 2K can't relate to putting this much effort into a game. They don't have the patience or wherewithal to make that happen. You know, one of the key things for me is when I see this is why I love Zelda Breath of the Wild. This is why it's always going to remain my favorite game. And this game I see has the potential to top that on a grander scale. But one of the reasons why I love Zelda is because every player's journey is going to be different. And there's not going to be many players like me that will meticulously go across the entire map just to see what's there. When I find that the developer loves hiding things in secret places, I want to find those things. So it's more of a challenge of the player versus developer and seeing if they can find everything. And knowing when you come across instances where you know the developer hid something in this area, like you just know it hands down, and then you spend maybe half an hour to an hour trying to find something, and then you end up finding that thing you knew was there. Those are some of the greatest moments in gaming. It's like you and the developer end up becoming one, and you kind of have this in-game digital handshake to say, I see that you see me, type of thing. This is what this game is looking like. So I don't think they could compare. I don't think we could compare 2K that doesn't have the depth to keep you as immersed or intrigued as a game like this. For me, at least, that's my personal
meet
opinion.
a wide variety of the continent's inhabitants as part of everyday life in Pywel. Amongst them, hostile factions and enemies each present their own threats, from well-trained soldiers and sorcerers.
Yo, did you see
to
that joint
ferocious
shot
beasts and
rockets?
machines that will test your combat skill and adaptability.
This joint's next level, man.
And for those seeking a different kind of challenge,
Puzzles.
Pywel holds many mysteries.
I love that.
From ancient mechanisms hidden in forgotten ruins to enigmatic puzzles, each rewarding keen observation and problem solving.
Man, that's another aspect of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Environmental puzzles are second to none, and we need another game developer to expand on like the standard that Zelda Breath of the Wild put in the gaming industry. And looks like it. I know Assassin's Creed attempts to play that role. We need somebody to expand even further and take a book right out of Zelda's playbook, take a page right out of Zelda's playbook and incorporate it into an expansive world that looks like this. That's my opinion on that. He's turning it. Yep, he's turning it.
Now, let's go over just some of the things you can discover out in the world. The Abyss is a mysterious realm brimming with secrets and untold power.
Some more Ultra Hand.
Its
That's Ultra
influence
Hand.
stretches-
You guys just saw Ultra Hand from Breath of the Wild. Let me rewind it. That's like that image right there is exactly what not Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom introduced to
with
gaming.
secrets and
Moving
untold power.
things with this type of energy.
Its influence stretches far beyond its own borders, spilling into the lands of Pywel.
Ooh, I like that.
Fragments have fallen to the world below and lie scattered across the continent.
My type of stuff.
And discovering
Hey, you
these
say you never
remnants
played
will
Zelda?
be
Highly. I was 5 years late, and it turned into my favorite game of all time. It was just such an unfortunate. It was so unfortunate that I was so late to the game, but I played it 5 years late. Zelda, start with Breath of the Wild. Trust me. If you just trust in the developer, you'll see everything that game has to offer. They will not let you down. I highly recommend Breath of the Wild, starting with that and then moving on into Tears of the Kingdom. You probably would just as well love Tears of the Kingdom just as much because they just expand on Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom is part 2. Breath of the Wild was part 1. Definitely check that out. It's not like an over-the-top game. It's exactly this, what you're seeing right here. Open world, action RPG, exploration, puzzles, all that good stuff. Zelda is always listed as the Zelda Breath of the Wild is always listed as the way action RPGs are supposed to be made. Amongst all critics, is like it's the exact way open worlds are supposed to be respected and made. I definitely say try it out. Yeah, definitely. You won't be disappointed. Again, I was 5 years late. That game stands the test of time because it doesn't have these type of graphics in it. It's a different type of graphics. But if you just respect the developer, trust me, that developer's gonna put you to the test. They're gonna put your mind. It immerses every aspect of yourself, your intellect, your enjoyment, excitement, action. It immerses every
an
single
important
aspect.
part of your journey.
And this is so reminiscent, and I like the idea of incorporating. I do also like the idea of incorporating the good aspects of Assassin's Creed into an experience like Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is what they seem to be doing here. Well, the Zelda games, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, it seems to be expanding on all the great aspects of these other games.
Come across artifacts, powerful items necessary to unlock and upgrade your skills. Artifacts can be earned through quests and combat, while others lie in more hidden corners of the world, waiting for those willing to stray from the beaten path. Traces of the Abyss you discover will open up fast travel locations, making it easier to revisit and explore the areas of Pywel you've discovered.
Teleport. All right, fast travel.
In time, your search will inevitably take you to the Abyss itself. Venturing into its mysterious realms will put your wits to the test as you uncover its
I love
secrets
stuff like that.
and restore the Abyss's broken balance.
So you got to go to RuneScape.
Across Pywel lie valuable equipment and items, some tucked away in hidden corners.
You want me to play through Breath of the Wild on stream? I was used to stream it. Well, I don't know if I streamed it, but I made a ton of content for Zelda on my other channel. If you guys are interested in that, just type ! And the number 2, and it'll bring up the link to my other channel called All City 2, TOO. But if you put ! And the number 2, it'll bring up the link to that channel. I don't have my Switch connected to my setup here in order to live stream it, but it ain't like I can't bring that over. I can definitely just bring the Switch over and plug it in and start a live stream. That might be a good idea. It's one of my favorite games. I would love to do that again. Well, think about it. Is Breath of the Wild is on Switch, yeah. So that was Nintendo. Yeah, so it's exclusively a Nintendo release. I went and bought the Switch just for that game. So I was looking for a game to play a few years back, and I was seeing all the praise for Zelda Breath of the Wild. Whenever I look up top games in gaming history, Breath of the Wild comes into play. So I decided to go ahead and give it a shot, and it was the best thing. It was the best thing I did, because that just changed. All other games no longer compared. That's how it was after that experience. No game compared.
Others guarded fiercely within enemy camps, forts, and strongholds.
God
Many
of
of
War,
the
well,
items you uncover may offer powerful and
well, God of War is more a linear path. So like if anything, I lean more towards in regards to this game, more towards Elden Ring, as opposed to God of War, because God of War is like the path is basically written for you, and then you're just coming across foes but this has more like a Elden Ring type of vibe, where you could be exploring and then come across a big mountain, but it's open world, so you go any direction you want and avoid contact if you want. Um,
helpful advantages in combat and exploration.
yeah, I
Even
can't
the
even mess
smaller
with God
items
of
you
War.
collect along the way can prove unexpectedly useful, benefiting those who search every path and face
That's me.
every challenge.
That's me right there. In a game like this, where you can respect the developer, and the developer is going to
The
respect
world
your
of
time.
Pywel is rich with knowledge waiting to be uncovered,
Oh,
from knowledge
Lord.
about its inhabitants and wildlife to skills, items, and more. This information can be acquired in many ways, by interacting with characters and objects, exploring new areas, and even observing from afar. The knowledge you gather may provide clues to completing quests, open paths to acquiring new skills, or offer helpful guidance.
Scott said, my wife saw me ordering breath and tears. She's very happy with me. Man, after you have that experience, I don't know. I know like games hit different for different people. But if you've never played something like Zelda Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Horizon Forbidden West, or Horizon Zero Dawn, if you never played those games and you get to experience the full impact of what they offer, I'm telling you, other games are gonna look like crap in comparison. Like the amount of depth, even with Elden Ring, more so with Elden Ring. It's just Elden Ring is a turnoff for other players because it's so difficult. These games like Horizon Forbidden West, Zero Dawn, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom is way more forgiving than like an Elden Ring run. So if you're trying to snap into, a game like Elden Ring, Breath of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn, those are great games to kind of work your way up into the greatness of Elden Ring. And Elden Ring is great in a different level, a much more challenging and difficult level. And the satisfaction you get from, that whole experience. Just put your second YouTube in her phone so she can search out your Zelda. All right, yeah, do that, yeah. It's been a while since I've uploaded Zelda content. The All City 2 TOO.
That's all for today's look at the story and
Man, that was just awesome. Now I'm even more hyped. Oh, Lord, what am I going to do? Name game 3+3 on Elden Ring All City. Great ass game. Chat, he ain't lying. New game +3 on Elden Ring. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, Elden Ring is just that joint hit different. And I'm not a player that likes what do you call that? Souls-like type of games. And I don't know if you guys understand that term, but it's those difficult games, boss fights, stuff like that. But Elden Ring took that up a whole notch, and they made exploring as scary as it is, because you could die from the most common enemy out there. Like everything is super dangerous on Elden Ring until you get enough power to defeat the easy enemies. But a game that's so challenging where you spend 2 to 3 hours on a boss fight, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. You're like, damn, you feel that fight was big enough to be the boss of all, like the entire game. Meanwhile, you got 300 more of those bosses to fight against. I'm not a person who normally likes Souls-like games, but Elden Ring did it right. They kept you exploring, and they had them wow factors, like them extreme, like open your eyes wide, like what? I'm really about to face this thing right now. 199 super chat from Scott. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. 104 hours played in Elden Ring. It's really that good. It's really that good. There's some classics. Another super classic that you won't be disappointed with is Red Dead Redemption 2. These are like pinnacles. These are the ultimate gaming experiences, at least in my opinion. People have different forms, enjoy different forms of entertainment, but action RPG or RPG like type of games, the pinnacle, bro. Just super dope. Super dope experience. True Hall of Fame Bills in the building. What up, bro? I'm chilling. Another day, another 50 cents. We was just talking about Crimson Desert. So over the last maybe half an hour, I was reviewing everything new we found out about Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert is dropping March 16th. For me, is going to be the game that competes with GTA. I think I'm going to enjoy Crimson Desert much more than I enjoy GTA, but I'm not I definitely can't count Rockstar out of this equation because they have the potential to really make something amazing. You could definitely, again, Red Dead Redemption these are games that stand the test of time. I'm not fooling with y'all, not even a little bit. There's no other games that can match, even up until this point where these games were released so long ago. There's no other games that could even match the depth and the amount of effort put into them. They're just not. Cyberpunk is another one that's great, but even still, I feel it lacks the depth in comparison to, Breath of the Wild or even Red Dead Redemption. It's close, but Cyberpunk turned out to be a great game, by the way. Super exciting, super immersive. But man, I tell you, Horizon Zero Dawn storyline is second to none. The storyline is just super dope, super immersive. You want to find out what happens next, and it's all action RPG and complete strategy and combat, like the most in-depth strategic type of combat. If you guys played Arc Raiders and you see like the Queen, the Queen, everybody talks about the Queen in Arc Raiders. Well, those are like your average, the size of the Queen is like your average animal robot that you'll be fighting in Horizon Zero Dawn. They're that big, and they could take you a half an hour to beat them if you don't know how to fight them. I'm trying it all. I'm playing 007 MLB, Wolverine in the summer. I'm playing everything. Yeah. Expand this catalog outside of 2K. There's too much fun. Even while we're on live stream here and we're reviewing Crimson Desert, I'm getting that because when I think of 2K currently or logging on, getting on 2K, there's this like, it almost feels like a duty or a chore where I'm not super excited to do it. I don't have a internal excitement to go get on 2K right now. But when I review games like Crimson Desert, like we were just doing in this live stream, and I'm seeing everything they have on offer, oh man, the idea of getting lost in this world is just beautiful. And I love those experiences from games like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Forbidden West. The level of immersion is the next level. Been in Cyberpunk for a week now. Been enjoying it. Yeah, Cyberpunk is pretty dope. It's pretty dope. If I was to match them up, for me it'd be last on that list of games that I just had. But it was a good experience. I know I was streaming it as well. I had a good experience with that. I think I beat the game on stream. We beat that final boss on stream. Sleeping Dogs is another one I'm thinking of trying, by the way. I was so close to live streaming that one, downloading it and live streaming that one. But yeah, Sleeping Dogs is another one of those gems that they say you have to play. He said, this is 2K. I know you hear me. Do your duty. That's how 2K makes me feel, and I don't want to lose that enjoyment. I've always played other games. I don't want to lose that enjoyment for other games. And now I'm trying my hand at sharing that enjoyment with y'all. Um, where normally, those games be like those experiences are so sacred to me. The experiences I had on Red Dead Redemption, the first game to like leave me with my jaw dropped, pause. But that was the very first game to leave me with my jaw dropped, how nice it looked and how good it was. Um, from there, I experienced Zelda. These experiences, man, I feel like I want to just be zoned. You get what I'm saying? I just want to feel every level of immersion while playing those games, and sometimes live streaming them takes away from that level of immersion. So I'm learning now how to incorporate live streaming with the way in which I get in silence and excitement. uh Trying to share that with you guys is gonna be a little difficult, but I'm gonna try and I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn. Undisputed Boxing is free right now on PS. Oh, that's good to know. I'm gonna go download it. Shia said that's how I feel about Resident Evil. I've never gotten into Resident Evil. I've tried even on live stream here on this channel, but Resident Evil just doesn't do it for me. It never has though. Even from way back when Resident Evil. I know a lot of people love Resident Evil, and you guys often ask me to live stream Resident Evil, but I'm not into the jump scares, and I don't even like horror themed, even though Prey is a bit horror type theme that I'm playing right now. But I'm trying over the next week or so. Like we're gonna do Prey. I'm gonna live stream Prey. And I'm gonna start another stream with Prey a little later on today in case you guys are interested. Is like one of those 10 out of 10 games that you haven't heard about. Prey. So we're gonna do that a little later. Continue with that story. I'm having a good time so far. And then we're gonna try Alan Wake a little later. I have the thumbnails made up for all this stuff. There's one more game. I forget that's on the list, but I'll try and look it up and get it back to you on the next live stream. The Walking Dead series is great too. I started Cyberpunk in order to two Zeldas because of you doing it. The enjoying other games and 2K not a must and no other gaming. I feel better for this. That's what's up, man. Yeah, that's what it be about. If I could help influence another player through my experiences on 2K and with 2K to try and get out there and try something new, not only something new, something great, so then that's just a plus for me, man. Because these games changed my gaming life. Like the games that I mentioned changed the way in which I view gaming developers, changed the expectations I have for gameplay developers. Is part reason as to why I feel so strongly about what 2K does to its player base, knowing the lackluster effort they put forth to develop these games each and every year in comparison to what some of these other developers put into their games. These game experiences changed my whole outlook. And that's why I understand, like, a lot of people don't understand where I come from when I'm speaking on this. Silent Hill, I'm not doing Silent Hill. I looked it up. I said, no, I'm good. Alan Wake is there for me, though. I think I could work with Alan Wake, but I'm not doing the Silent Hill one. That's too close to Resident Evil. I liked Hogwarts as well. I thought Hogwarts was dope. I spent a good amount of time on Hogwarts exploring and all of that. So yeah, I know people want me to get on that too, but I played a good amount on it, but it doesn't have, for me, it didn't hit the same way these other games go. After Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, I had a limited patience for where developers lacked, or maybe a different development style. So for a long time after Breath of the Wild, the first one, I couldn't even get on other games. I mean, they just ruined games for me because no other game hit me the same way intellectually. Scott with a $3 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Always. What up, man? What's good? What up, Elite? I can't mess with Dead Space either. You guys are talking horror games and I want no parts of it. I need soft sounding music in the background. The way in which my anxiety works, it doesn't, me and those other games, we can't make it happen. So I tell you, man, I don't like getting jump scared for no reason. Like, and I'm always like, what the fuck? Like You know, you ready to swing on some, and it's a freaking break your TV. Bar was definitely said hi with Zelda. And that's on a weaker console, as you said it. You said it perfectly, Terrence. You know, Zelda stands the test of time on a weaker console because it was all about substance. It was about substance. And Alan Wake is on the list. Yeah, Alan Wake is on that list of playing games this week. It's going to happen over the course, over the next few days. These are all happening. I'll play Prey today. I'll play some more Prey on live stream today. Then we'll get into Alan Wake. The way my anxiety set up is facts, though. That's why I can't mess with them jump scares for no reason. Trying to shoot this giant monster with the 2 bullets you got left in your gun. That joint don't add that joint don't add up to me. I would not walk into this war with 2 bullets in my gun. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the whole issue here. I would not walk into this war. That's why I like some of these other games where you can prepare for what you're about to face. Resident Evil will have me walk in knowing that there's some big giant bald head hitman dude chasing me, walk into a mansion, solve a puzzle while getting chased by this dude that's strong enough to break through walls and jump scares you every 2 minutes and then disappears. Man, I'm like, I just be thinking like, developer, I would have slapped you, man. That's how I be feeling. Like, you just scaring me for no reason now. Want to switch in Resident Evil. I can't mess with that, John. I'm trying to tell you, I can't mess with that stuff. That's why I be staying off of those games. But Prey is some similar like this, but Prey was dope so far. Like that beginning, the beginning of this game that I'm going to play on live stream in just a little while, that beginning storyline, that joint will get you immersed to try to figure out what happened. The concept from what I've seen so far is some along the lines of you wake up, something like the Truman Show. You wake up, I don't know if you guys ever seen the Truman Show, but you wake up and you find out that you're part of a simulation and you got these neuromods that are kind of having you operate and work within this simulation. They're trying to expand on these neuromods to make them for everybody, and you're like the test subject in this, and then you find out you're in a simulation by cracking a window open, your only way to get out, and you find out you're in the simulated, like you find everything behind the screen, similar to the Truman Show. So dope. So that alone was a dope idea and concept. So I said, oh, I'm gonna explore this, and we'll explore it on live stream. He said Dead Space freaked you out. Terrence said the PS5 and Series X are way more powerful than 2K, minimizes the upgrade that they have each game for longevity and money. It's truly sad. And I feel the same way. Instead of taking baby steps or instead of taking these long strides that they know they could make happen, 2K is taking baby steps. And it's like, why? Are y'all tripping? Well, we'll eliminate the competition. We'll eliminate everybody behind us so there's nobody to compare us to. And we determine the standard of progression or the level of progression we're going to offer with each game. He said, Dead Space is nightmare fuel. I don't recommend. I don't play games like I'm telling you. Are they finally banning people? Not enough. I know a lot of creators there's rumors saying that they're finally banning people, and people are hyped about the Activision new anti-cheat for Call of Duty. And I'm like, oh, I don't see nothing. It's all crickets for 2K. I talked today about the new anti-cheat fingerprint type of profiling anti-cheat. We expanded on that a great deal, dove deep into what this new anti-cheat has on offer. We just need someone like 2K to incorporate it into their system. It's been incorporated into other games. It should be incorporated into something like 2K. I quit 2K 3 months ago. I also quit Madden about 2 years ago and college football last year. Tired of these trash games. You begin to notice that they all follow the same formula. But our love for the sport oftentimes keeps us on the game. I think for 2K is more so going to keep us on the game from a novelty perspective now, not a daily driver type of perspective, a game you get on daily and spend hours on. That's going to be spent elsewhere. What up, Slim? What's good, my brother? Hopefully you're safe out there. But yeah, we're gonna make that happen. Play these other games, see what they got on offer. I showed you guys Crimson Desert. That comes out March 16th. We're gonna make that happen. It looks like it's gonna be the competitor for GTA. At least in my eyes, is right up my alley, and I can't wait to make that happen. I'm finna wrap up this live stream and see if I get ready to load up another gaming live stream in just a little while. I'm gonna make me something to eat before we start, so that way I'm good to go during the live